And of course it started raining. What else would it do? We're in the UK, for Pete's sake. But man, it does create for a nice rippling effect upon the water, to say the least. As you saw in that introductory clip right there, it is raining, but that's not going to stop me on the hunt for Skylanders right there. So let's go check out CX and see what they got. So as you can tell, the Skylanders are extremely limited this here trip. We're down to just common characters like the starter pack ones. In fact, that's exactly what they are, starter packs. You know, you've got 2 Golden Queens here on the corner, a T-Rex, and several Kingpins. That reminds me for Spider-Man villain, which I have no problem whatsoever because I just recently beat that game with PS4. Man, it was a masterpiece. But going back to the Skylanders at hand, yeah, since they're pretty common, I'm not going to be picking any of them up, but hey, this is a good thing, because it means that for other ones that weren't restored previously, have been sold either physically or online, so there's definitely demand for these figurines, which is always nice to see. Plus, I had all the figurines in here anyway, so it's not much of a big loss to me. Now the hunting's out of the way, so I am going to be showing you more of the town in this video, which you haven't seen before already, to kind of make up for the lack of scars we found back there. But I'm going to wait for a day where it's not raining so that I don't get myself soaked through. So as you can tell from what's behind me, today is indeed a new day, Friday the 30th of October to be exact, and I'm currently leaving CX for a second time because it's a new day, so I felt like I might as well check it out a second time, and this is what I found. So not only did they separate Disney Infinity from Skylanders, but they also got a restocking in the past few days, so naturally speaking they have more than just the boring starter pack characters such as Kingpin and Golden Queen, which they have in abundance, because they also have Elite Spyro, the Crash Bandicoot Bear, and a Splat. That's incredible. It's highly guest star and magic heavy, because of course we have 2 magic characters in the form of Splat and Spyro, and then we have 3 guest stars in the form of Crash Bandicoot duo and Spyro himself as well. So yeah, definitely an interesting restock to say the least, but it's restock all the same and we take those. So are we going to be picking up those 4 figurines for the giveaway? Absolutely I am. Anyways, since it's not raining, I can take a nice full in-depth exploration of Lincoln for all of you guys. Yeah, there's plenty to look forward to, including what's on the flip side of this camera right now. So on the flip side of this camera was none other than that massive archway, which normally you guys see from the other end, so it's nice for me to have finally shown the art from this here perspective. And you can even see there's more little details on it, such as, you know, that metalwork on the side, and then the pillars, you know, look, they definitely seem old, because this art would have been standing for potentially hundreds upon hundreds of years. But yeah, here we are at the main centre part of Lincoln, so to say. Very busy. Firstly, we have these awesome floor patterns right here, then we have waterside shopping, which has absolutely nothing of interest in it besides phones and clothes, so I suppose if that's your interest it's fine, but otherwise not so much. And then it might not even be Halloween yet, but we still have this massive present type thing right here to of course give us some sort of Christmas vision ring, and a guitarist, which is sounding pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I'm loving this tinsel right here and the golden colour palette. It looks nice to say the least. I could say more, but I'm not, which is what is being said. Anyway, you might notice down here that there's, well, first of all, some writing, which I'm not going to read. And there's a massive statue down there, keep that in mind, because we are going to be checking out up close and personal later on. Well, we have ourselves yet another ad on the side of a phone booth. Perfect place to put an ad, I suppose. I mean, you see these frequently, so you would hope so. Anyways, right there we have a massive structure. It's just looking pretty awesome once again, you know. Rivals that have a present from up there, because yes, that is the way from which I came. But anyway, why are we even here? Well, first of all, to check out that awesome artwork on the wall right there, as we always do. And second of all, this archway leads us towards game, because I said earlier today even is Friday the 30th of October. So naturally that means today is release day of Pikmin 3 Deluxe, so I need to pick that up at the game in front of us right now. And so now, just like that, I've picked up my copy of Pikmin 3 Deluxe, and man, that's a pretty cool looking box, not gonna lie. It's even got grapes there, and the grapes make it, you know, that extra level of perfection. Because, you know, the box was just mediocre, and then they brought on the grapes, and all of a sudden it was elevated to unattainable levels of awesomeness, you could go as far to say. So whilst we were checking out the awesome Pikmin 3 Deluxe that I just picked up, as well as the floor from beneath it, you'll notice that This is the exact same floor. Who saw that twisted face coming? Regardless, over there we have the Odeon in all of its glory, as well as the harbour right beside it, and the sun coming through to absolutely blind me. Anyway, moving on from being blind, what we're going to do now is walk along the canal and loop round back to the town centre. It's going to be epic all the same. And hey, that's some interesting infrastructure that we haven't seen until now, so definitely be sure to take that in all of its glory. Oh wow, look, it's the game from which, where I came from anyway. Below the bridge we actually have a message saying, where am I going? Which, to be perfectly honest, I have no clue. So as you can tell, I'm continuing to follow the flow of the canal, which is cool, but what's even cooler than that is that really twisting staircase back there. Wouldn't want to climb up that because that would be a bit of a workout. Time forward to my signature pull focuses. Oh yeah. Anyway, moving away from pull focuses, this is a massive building with a spiralling staircase behind it, and so to get around it we have to come through this very suspicious looking corridor over here. Anyway, we're going to continue to head towards that rather Victorian looking building. I love the white and the blacks, how they contrast each other through the, you know, paintwork and all. But yeah, we're going to emerge up those stairs and see what we find on the other side of said stairs. It seems as though some pigeons have came to say hello with a weird camera angle alongside it. Anyway, over here we have some awesome artwork. That's the statue we saw beforehand. That's going to be for castle walls, I presume. And right there is the cathedral head on, and some planes too, bobbing us. Yeah, one of them is clearly the odd one out here, and it's definitely none of those three right now. So yeah, I'm just going to zoom out to show you guys all of the artwork from this glorious perspective, mind you. Anyways, it's time, alas, for the stairs that I alluded to earlier. Yeah, I thought the spiral stairs was a workout, but these even more so. Okay, so we have some awesome floor patterns, nice start, but hey, we're back with the guitarist right here, and the canal from the other end of a town centre right here. Thanks to my awesome camera movement, I was able to express all of that, but yeah, we're going to head towards that statue over there. So as you can tell, the canal continues to flow through here, you know, even underneath that bridge, which I crossed over as part of the main town centre, mind you. And hey, that duck seems to just be cruising right there, couldn't blame him. So here it is at long last, that sculpture up close and personal as promised. Oh wait, never mind, it seems as though all the trees are blocking it from this perspective. Stinking trees. No, I'm joking, I love them really, especially when it involves Stump Smash or Tree Rex, for example. But yeah, on the other side we have ourselves a little bit of a market centre right there, so that's looking pretty cool. Reminds me of home, by home I mean Loughborough. Currently I am focusing on that massive structure. Oh, and now it seems as though I'm focusing on Burger King. Clearly that is not as glorious as the previous thing I was focused upon, mind you. That bridge has a rather nice red crossed symbol to it, as you can see right there. And from the building behind it's exactly where we're going to be going next. But now I'm going to zoom back out and show you the magnificent statue up close now. The trees are no longer blocking its view, and then there's also a boat below it as well. So you don't really get much more glorious than this now, do you? So before we head for that build right now, I first want to show you this street and the fact that it leads to the Everyman, which is known as Everyman's most expensive movie theatre. It might as well be known as anyways, because man, it's a movie theatre and also it's truly expensive. Here we go now, City Square indeed. Just to remind me even more of Loughborough, we have some awesome floor patterns right here, as well as a post office, and that's basically all what the city centre based building had to offer. So now we're going to head through this automatic door, which is going to be convenient and open for me. I mean, that's the whole purpose of an automatic door and all. But anyway, as you can see, they have massive buildings for a start, and second of all, they also have a way leading us back to the main road. So let's loop round that, shall we? Had I not just cut through the town hall thingy centre there, whatever you want to call it, had I not just came through that little town centre-esque shopping centre, then I would have found myself having to walk underneath that bridge over there, which is barely just big enough for the double-decker bus to fit underneath it. So you could barely see that most probably, which is making this entire commentary hilarious all the same. And hey, there's a massive truck which, you know, emphasises the same point that the bridge is barely tall enough for it, because as you can tell, the truck is just barely going to fit underneath it. Like that, right there. Thanks to my awesome zooming in skill, you've now been able to see in the full frame exactly what I meant. Well, this is an autumn image if I ever have seen it. Anyway, here is the entrance to the massive Lincoln Central car park, which we saw at a different angle beforehand, but now with no cars coming, I'm going to safely walk across the entrance so that then we can see not only the greenery on the other side, I'm sure the birds will be loving these here berries, But on top of that, there's also the roundabout, the busy roundabout at that. Look at it, all that congestion and all. Yeah, currently the planet's not loving this shot, even though I know I am. Lots of congestion means lots of pollution, which isn't good for our little plants over here, nor our stupid human biological systems, which is why I brought up the exact commentary that I did earlier on. And now we find ourselves even at the Lincoln Central bus stop with a PlayStation 5 ad, which makes me really depressed because I did not manage to pre-order a PS5, which means now I'm going to have to wait till about 2021 in order to pick one up, because they're going to sell like hotcakes day one. And you know, all the days after that, considering that Christmas is coming right up. Co-op stands for cooperative play, which is a gaming term, especially in terms of Skylanders, where you can indeed play in co-op. So it's always disappointed me that co-op hasn't been a story about gaming. Anyway, we now find ourselves on the other side of the Lincoln Central bus station. If I called it a bus stop beforehand, I was grammatically incorrect because it's a bus station, since there are several stops for buses around this general area, which is what makes it a bus station. And then we also have these fancy sitting things. I could call it episode number sitting things, but I think sitting things fits the bill just fine. And then right behind said sitting things, we have the Lincoln Station in all of its gloriousness. And by Lincoln Station, I mean the Lincoln train station, because clearly it's not going to be a bus station at this point. That's already the bus station. Do we really need another one? So yeah, there's a Lincoln train station, alright, with a glorious logo as per the norm. So there we have ourselves a church and all of its glorious, well, there's a burger shack right below. I could really go for a burger right now, but I'm a little pressed for time, so I better hurry this thing along. Now over there is a crossing, which we could cross over to get to the other side. We're not going to be doing that, because instead we're going to go under the road rather than, you know, straight over it. Wow, there's a McDonald's. I wonder if there's 6 million others around here. The answer to that rhetorical question is yes there are. Anyway, we could head up here and go left and go back towards where we came, which is game. And as the evidence of that, we have that awesome artwork right now. We're not going to be doing that because, as we established already, we need to be heading over there. And to do so, we're going to be going underneath via the form of this tunnel right here. So first things first, we have stairs to go down, and second thing second, I need to comment upon these awesome tiles right here, because they look almost shower-esque. They remind me of traditional looking shower tiles, mind you. And it's kind of funny how this tunnel looks more shower-like than my actual shower back at my accommodation block, because it's lacking in the tile department or any sort of pad department whatsoever, because put it like this, the shower in my accommodation block is rather quite boring, especially in comparison to this gloriousness right here. Loving it. I can't believe I've just used McDonald's logo. As I've said already, I'm pretty sure there's enough McDonald's to go around without me needing to promote it and all. Either way, as we emerge from the stairs, we find ourselves as a crossing over the railway tracks. So we could take the bridge, but that's normally only required if we need to stop where we're going from a train passing by, and that's not what's going on. So we're going to go much more quick like across the rails themselves and not trespass from the railway, because I do not want myself a £1 penalty, mind you. So as you can tell, there's a cash converters around here, so that's exactly what we're going to check out for our next stop in this hunting trip right here. First thing I found strange about this huge tub of Skylanders is that they were labelled PlayStation 3 Skylanders, despite the fact that they could work on every system. But moving on to the actual tub itself, as you can tell, they have tons of good stuff here. Though Spyro seems to be missing his top half. Never mind, that's much more better now, isn't it? But yeah, you have several characters of interest like High Vault, Gerard, most importantly. Regardless, here I was minding my own business when all of a sudden, out of nowhere,
there's everything in there for £15, my friend.
On a sec now, pause, just hold the frame there. Needless to say, my mind in this moment was blown away. Of course I went on ahead and picked up this absolute bargain right here. £15 for every single one of those Skylanders in that tub. How could I possibly refuse such a prestigious offer? Just so you guys saw right there, I picked up an absolute bargain there at Cash Converters. I paid £15 for an entire tub of Skylanders, or more specifically, I paid £15 to reserve an entire tub of Skylanders, because for now I need to finish the video and I'll be picking up what I reserved tomorrow. So just as I passed in front of Ireland? Yeah, I suppose we can just rename Iceland Ireland. But anyway, countries aside, I noticed a, very ominous looking alleyway right here, but apparently this is the direction to a public toilet, so it's just rather strange that it's so ominous for some place that people would need so desperately, mind you. Yeah. So this main town centre-isk area has had some awesome patterns running along it all the way to the very end, where we can see a Tesco Express, a St Mark's Lincoln. As we cut in, we can see that more specifically, more like. Then right behind it is a Ritz and several other shops which we've actually seen before, but this is our first time actually seeing it in daylight, so I'm glad we could return to where we saw all of those glorious shots from in the previous episode, mind you. There, Art Foul Lincoln Courts, which once again you can now see with the gloriousness that is natural daylight. Anyways, down there, if we continue past Ritz, we can actually find mine and Luke's favourite pizza joint around here, Top Cafe. As you guys know, we rather approved of it last time, but we're not going to be continuing up that way, because instead we're going to check around this shopping centre-esque area. Once, of course, the words actually come to mind that I want to utilise, mind you. This right here is a pillar. Everything else, however, not so much. We have a few more shops, as well as a burger shack and a magnificent statue right there, hiding around the corner of what is just a single street-based shopping centre. So yes, from the two shots you saw prior to this one, it basically summarised the entire thing. But hey, I do love the architecture here. It shows that the building has been standing for a very long time with the cracks and all, so you gotta love that attention to detail and all that. Oh, how the mighty Starlink prices have fallen. Well, that would be your gym, alright. Anyway, over here we have ourselves the speed limit painted onto the road for some reason, as if anyone's going to be going slow enough to pay attention to that, coupled by, of course, a little book to hopefully slow down traffic to make it easier to save. But it's the other side of the road that we were worried about, so I'm going to let this car, you know, drive over here before I get run over by it, and then towards this town centre right here. You can see it is called for St. Mark's Garden, and that's because, well, in other words, it's a garden. Yeah, you really don't get much more sophisticated than that, do you? At least when it comes to a naming system. You name a garden, it's that simple. So back here is for St. Mark's Garden I just went through, as well as the Entertainer, which we saw for really cheap Starlink prices for. But anyway, zooming back out, you'll see that right over here we have a massive building, which is for Toby Carvery. Thanks to the power of editing, I can insert an image here of what the building looks like from a distance, mind you, because just like the previous building with the pillars on it, this is a nice looking building. It's even got pillars to go around, you know. Clearly this building knew what the definition of a good building looked like. Anyway, over here we have yet another entrance to the university. This would be a bit more of a main one, you could call it, since you have a great central library house over the top of the river over there. Cars beeping and horns, that's just typical, mind you, no matter where you seem to land yourselves. But anyways, what's behind the university is interesting as always. You know, we have a pub to the very left right there, but behind that even further we have for Odeon, and of course for Cathedral, because no matter where you go in Lincoln you can always see the glory of that cathedral. But first things first, you have the bridge, and there it is, for Cathedral at long last. I was alluding to that for far too long before we finally got it in frame right now. As we walk along this bridge right here, you'll notice lots of some strange trees, and lots of them are really rusted, you know, from the corrosion that their iron would have faced through time. But yeah, don't ask me why these locks are here. As far as I'm concerned, they don't have much purpose besides aesthetic, but I find it quite cool, so that's why I whipped out the camera and started filming it all the same. I continue straight down this road where the Toby Carvery and that bridge was. They actually face behind me, but what the camera's literally facing right now is first of all the remains of a long since closed Toys R Us. I'm kind of surprised that they haven't sold the building yet for another you know, business to come in and take over. And then on top of that we also have some of the main buildings the university has to offer, such as that building with a nice sunlight gleam to it, and a nice circular based architecture to it. Although I've never been in that building before, so I wouldn't know what it's like from the inside, since I have one building only to concern myself with when it comes to my face-to-face lessons in the uni. Anyway, apart from that, we also have the main performing arts studios, which you see before you, as well as, you know, several things, including that Lincoln Cathedral, once again just to emphasise the point that you can see it no matter where you go. So right in front of us we have a Pizza Hut. I'm not going to go on ahead and sing anything, because that would be too honest one's ears. And right behind me we have, once again, a long since abandoned Toys R Us. Yeah, you don't really get much more clothes than that, do you? That's about the peak of closedness, which isn't a word that is now considered. Behind me, I once again have a Pizza Hut, but that's not what you guys want to see. No, because what you guys want to see is what's on the flip side of the camera, a pan through what Lincoln truly has to offer. First of all, you have the circular building toward the middle of the university right there, as well as the greenery, which leads us to a roundabout, and you know, on the flip side of that roundabout, you could go as far to say is, first of all, McDonald's that me and Luke have tried beforehand, and the first time we ever went there, Luke's card ceased to work. But towards the very centre of the roundabout, despite the fact that you can't see it all that clearly, is a statue celebrating the fact that Lincoln is the birthplace of the tank. As you can tell, that sun is very bright. We go from one extreme weather, which is pouring it down with rain, to another a few days later with the sun coming out to blind everyone in its wake, I suppose. But yeah, down here is where we find ourselves, well, more shopping courts. They tend to be very popular around here at Lincoln, even more so than the several billions of McDonald's that populate Nottingham, or shall I say Nottingham, to be more grammatically correct with our nicknames for the settlements of the country, mind you. But yeah, you guys are going to see exactly what shops we are going to be checking out in those shopping courts once I cease to be blinded by that sun over there. So let's just look over here towards the construction instead, I suppose. But man, even then, the sun still seems to be in frame. The sun just really wants this attention, supposedly. So here's the shopping courts I was telling you guys about. So obscuring the view of the Home Bargains logo are several trees, but believe me, it's there, and that's exactly what we're going to be checking out next. And that is going to be followed up by Smith's Toy Superstores, although from there I don't expect anything similar to what there was the first time round when I checked it out at Leicester, mind you.
Okay guys, do you think they have enough time rules? Yes, you can tell they have these things in sheer abundance. No wonder why they're on clearance, but I have no problem with that, because this is the most Skylanders items we have seen in such a long time. Finally, we have found an anomaly to the it's so hard to find Skylanders rule. This is glorious, I'm telling you right now, guys.
First things first, we're going to be checking out Home Bargains with that flashback out of the way. Hey, there's a bird flying by over the top of it, but regardless, that's not going to stop the fact that Pets and Home and Smith's Toy Superstores here are hogging all for glory and, you know, obscuring Home Bargains in shadow. So naturally, Home Bargains and our view of it more specifically cannot seem to catch a break, because first it's obscured by trees and also obscured by a combination of the sunlight and the buildings right next to it. So I was checking out the Halloween section inside Home Bargains right here, and lo and behold, against all odds, I actually found some Skylanders Halloween items. They come in the form of a trick-or-treat costume right here, back to the days of Skylanders Spyro's Adventure, and I tell you what, that artwork right there would do destroy us proud. But moving on from my SkyTuber references, they also have Washbuckler hiding behind Drag Happy, as if I don't drop the costume on top of him, and hey, you can even see the mask from the back here. Now unfortunately the size is incredibly small, so I'm not going to be able to fit inside that, but Washbuckler on the other hand seems like it's a more medium size. We'll be picking that up, despite the fact it's going to be incredibly tight on me, but I think that could make some interesting videos. And once again, you can see the mask from the back. And speaking of dropping Drag Happy, that's exactly what happened. Right, besides these a lot more scary looking masks, to say the least. But yeah, for the sake of the price, I definitely don't mind checking out Washbuckler right here. At least checking them out for the sake of purchasing. And I find it cool how this was right underneath the seasonal aisle, because of course they're Halloween costumes, it's Halloween. But it can be used as proof that Skylanders are always in season, I suppose. Well now, all this back here has seen better days, but I suppose they don't need to maintain it, because it looks as though the only purpose of this here area is for storage sakes. So as you guys saw right there, Home Bargains was a huge success, but I am not expecting the same success from Smith's Toy Superstores, but that's not going to stop us from checking it out anyway. So to no one's surprise, Smith's Toy Superstores was nothing like it was the first time I went in there, at the Leicester one more specifically, since there was no Skylanders to speak of in that store whatsoever. But hey, on the bright side, there were a shit ton of Transformers, so I rather enjoyed getting a few quick snippets of those. Anyway, now I'm going to aim my camera upwards to show you the glorious Morrisons and how huge and how glorious it looks. It's even got a little clock tower at the top of it, and everyone knows that having a clock tower automatically makes it 10 times more awesome. But anyway, we're going to be crossing the road in its general direction so that then I can head back to uni, which is up and left, simply put. Just to add to the gloriousness of that there Morrisons, here's a nifty little pull focus for all of you. We've actually seen these two roads before, but the main difference is that this time we don't have the sun blinding us, because it's actually behind me, as you can tell from the direction of my shadow. And second of all, we're heading in the opposite direction. That was kind of the obvious thing to point out. But yeah, once again, we still have that glorious cathedral in the background, mind you. Yeah, something's telling me that this huge, fancy looking massive building over here, man, that's quite a mouthful, but regardless, something's telling me that's a Holiday Inn Express all the same. I have no clue what could be possibly telling me that. In case you still all couldn't tell, it was a fucking logo. Fancy looking sharp tree right here. Now we literally pull our focus over to that glorious statue over there, for one celebrating the fact that Lincoln is the birthplace of the tank, which now you can see in a much more glorified, detailed manner. And once again, that was a bit of a mouthful. What is it with me and tongue twisters today? And there is a curtain to add even more detail to the detailed statue of detail right there. So right to the left of the statue celebrating the fact that Lincoln is the birthplace of the tank, while I'm saying this several times, well, repetition for effect and all, I'm putting emphasis upon that very fact right there. But regardless, you can tell in the same frame that towards its very left is a McDonald's that always seems to be cursed, because mine and Luke's card, whenever we go in there individually, always seem to work just fine, and it's the same with that in any other location. However, whenever me and Luke go in together, it's always one of our cards that doesn't seem to work, and it's only when we're together, because the first time round, Luke's card didn't work, and then our most recent visit when we went together, my card didn't work. It must be a cursed McDonald's, because that's the only plausible explanation. That part of the university over there that's under construction is going to be the main medical building for the university, so once that opens up, of course, their expertise in teaching medicine is going to increase drastically. Regardless, we now have this winding mountainous based area to walk through, and then I'm practically home, so definitely I'm looking forward to that. I've had quite the trek today, to say the least. So over there is the sports centre and a 3G pitch. You can tell much more once I actually cut into this shot right here. But regardless, I'm gonna, walk at a decent pace along these awesome floor tiles right here, so you can see that behind all of this greenery are the railway lines. I was about to say railway lines right there, but that's not how it's pronounced in the slightest. So yeah, this bridge just so conveniently crosses right over top of them. So yeah, it makes travelling over them a lot more quicker now, doesn't it? Rather than, having to wait for them to pass through below, we can just walk right over top of any incoming trains, mind you. And here's the 3G pitch alternatively at a different angle. Said my words a little bit out of order there, because normally you would say an alternative angle, but we're just going to roll with what we have. Literally roll, because trains have wheels, so they literally roll along these parallel tracks right here. And they have to maintain that parallelness, which is once again a word that I seem to have made up, because without that they'd ricochet right off the tracks. So yeah, very important that tracks are parallel everywhere they go. Speaking of trains, here come and goes a couple of them now. Literally a couple, because there's two of them, and two is exactly what a couple is. So yeah, very interesting. We have a very long train coming by on the left right here, and a much smaller looking train on the right, I suppose because the left one is long since it's a transport based train, as you can tell from the shape of carriages, whereas the right one is a public transport based train. Once again, as you can tell by the shape of the carriages, they are shaped to allow comfort for human beings to sit their buttocks upon. Yeah, let's just ignore the fact that I said buttocks right here. But yeah, we even have a train spotter to the right there. He's been watching trains since I left, but yeah, I couldn't blame him, because trains are pretty sick. And who wouldn't want to watch a 20 carriage based train roll slowly across the parallel tracks right here? This transport train is definitely long, to say the least, which is why I said 20 carriages, and that might have been an exaggeration, because there seems to be way more than that right now. So there is more of university, which is on the opposite side of the road than what that So here is more of the university, which is on the opposite side of the road, in which we looked over the bridge from over there. But yeah, we now just got to bring our camera over here, or more specifically my camera, since I'm the one handling it right now, to walk down this once again mountainous based area to head towards Lincoln Courts, which is all of this gloriousness you see before you right now, except that massive building right there. You can clearly distinctively tell that is not the Lincoln Courts, and it's said for Signet Wharf, because there's writing plastering at the top of the building Satan, so that's how you can tell all the same. Here we are once again looking at an alternative angle of these here Lincoln Courts, and now that I've said alternative angle, to those words in that very specific order, I can officially say that I've been grammatically correct at least once this video, which is more than I can say for others. But man, I still love that gleam that the sunlight gives on the top of these buildings right here, and the kind of shadowing that creates. Man, I love it when natural weather goes your way, don't you? And it's also another massive bridge to, once again allow convenient transport over top of railway lines, rather than having to wait for trains to pass you on the surface level. You can instead just walk right along the top of them. So here I am, alas, back at my accommodation, which I now call home, as I become the world's best backwards walker. It's just like everyone's favourite tow truck, and I say that sarcastically, Tow Mater. And why do I say it sarcastically? Because he's far from everyone's favourite tow truck. Anyway, yes, those are our courts right there, so I'm going to be heading back to my apartment and, you know, showing you guys the haul as such that we have acquired for today. So as you guys can tell, I'm back at my accommodation block, but I'm not going to be staying here long because I'm going to be going out again in a few hours to meet up with Luke and watch 2 final films before the cinemas close again due to the secondary lockdown hitting the country. So yes, I'll see you guys in a few literal seconds outside with Luke as we go and check out these final 2 films until the cinemas reopen, obviously.
Oh my god, filmception!
Super ultimate filmception, I think you'd find. You're filming this, filming us 2, filming you.
I know.
That's a lot of filming right there.
It is. But yes, we are going to the cinema before lockdown hits tomorrow.
I didn't even know lockdown could hit back. I thought it was just, you know, a term, but now all of a sudden it has fists and can punch you. And believe me, if lockdown could punch, it could punch hard!
So yes, we have seen 2 films, Saint Maud and...
The Craft, which is going to be shit, but we're watching it anyway. And
yes.
because it's shit, and I know it's going to be shit, it's all Luke's fault because he selected that movie.
But you also agree with me, so...
Wait, I've been recording this whole time. I didn't actually mean to press the record button, but here we are.
Oh, magic. Bloopers.
Lockdown is the name of a Decepticon, but honestly, I've heard enough of that term tossed around for centuries to come now. It's not like he's a good character either. He's an Age of Extinction, and that entire movie sucks, including him, despite the fact that he has a gun face, which is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that is cool.
Yeah, gun face is always epic, but everything else about the character, not so epic indeed. Yeah, trash, that's one good way of putting it. Hey Luke, do you know what this is?
It's a bridge.
Duh. And this guy is supposed to be one with 0 brain cells. Anyway, you can see the Odeon behind us, but first things first, this guy needs to get himself some food.
I'm hungry.
That he is. And one other thing, Luke has just made some clips that I am definitely going to be stealing.
I know that. Thief. I knew it! Correct claiming time.
He wouldn't dare.
Oh yeah.
No, he actually wouldn't dare. He's cool like that. I almost poked you in the eyes right then. What am I still recording for? Well, would you look at all that? If you guys think this is a glorious shot, I know I took it. And if you guys think it's a bad shot, then your tastes are just terrible, because that's how tastes in life work. That, and also this guy literally tasting food, which we will be doing in a matter of moments from now. You've seen all of this before, but not from this angle. And what's interesting about this, well, below this bridge more specifically, is that there's actually some awesome artwork right there, which I'm going to cut into. That's quite the phrase enough itself, cut into. So yeah, to say that artwork is glorious right there is a bit of an understatement, because I quite admire it, to be honest. Someone had to paint that from scratch, and so if that's not, you know, something to admire, then I don't know what is, you know. I know what isn't to admire, however, is my terrible camera work and skill right there, because keep the camera still, I could not, at least not very well, mind you. So Luke has started filming already. That means it's time for some cross-perspective shits, or at least some simultaneous perspectives, mind you, but cross, simultaneous, they're basically the same thing. But regardless, I have some corrections to be made upon that glorious building right there by the man, the myth, legend himself, Luke. So, was that building right there Victorian?
No.
Oh, so therefore I could not be more wrong. So then, genius, what was it?
It's a Tudor building, normally defined by the timber frame outside.
Well, now you know. The more you know, am I right? Also, be careful on the steps, you numpty.
Yes.
What's he like, honestly? I'm taking thoughts to not answer that.
Don't answer that. No, don't.
Hey, Luke, Merry Christmas. Already, I know, it's insane. These hanging lights are 0 right now. Why are they 0? Because they're off, and seriously off. Anyway, over here, lining up the arch is Stonebow Centre, which is, you know, quite a coincidence considering that we went to a primary school named Stonebow, and also those pigeons flying by just made the whole illumination of the shot all for glorious, and then Luke just came in and ruined it all the same. And now all of a sudden my camera stopped working. Thanks for that, Luke.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I really don't appreciate it, so I don't know why you're saying you're welcome.
What can I say? I said, you're welcome.
Now that's more like it. That is one fat shadow, and it belongs to this person right here. I was about to say parson then.
You're offensive.
Yeah, my use of parson is particularly questionable. Anyway, right here we have Bank Street, very intriguing looking, but I'm more concerned about for awesome cobblestone patterns, because don't we just love ourselves some floor patterns, Luke?
Yes, we do. We love those patterns.
So here we are with Luke at a shot that we've seen already. It's just much darker, and well, again with Luke, I kind of made that abundantly clear when I started for shot, even though he's going out of said shot. So for that, I'm going to be punishing you by forcing down your throat your favourite fast food Burger King over there.
No.
I know how much you're a fan of that place. Honestly, it would be your second home.
No.
I say it would be, it actually is. There is no wood about it.
No, you're wrong.
No, there literally is no wood about it. It's made of brick. I strive in being cringy. Also, statue. No, you're nowhere near as good as for good old Mike that is that gloriousness in front of us right now.
I know.
I'm kind of surprised you're not observing the lamppost right there. You and lamppost have a thing for one another, don't you?
Yes, because we're tall.
His one true love right now.
Oh my god.
And now we proceed to cross it over the bridge again. And to be frank, I couldn't blame myself because it's an awesome bridge all the same. So we continue through the thin alleyways, so thin in fact that I'm surprised Luke can even fit through them so easily.
Yes, I'm as big as King D&D.
Well, at the very least, he's proud of his body image, and that's what matters in life. Not how good you look, but how good you feel on the inside.
I'm happy.
We'll make a life lesson out of that.
Yes.
Also, bridge, yay. That's basically what bridges mean at this point. They just mean yay, nothing else, just yay. Well, this shortcut looks perfectly safe.
Let's go down.
Aye, go down it we shall, on our way to the cinema so we can watch these movies already. So this shortcut, quote unquote, is leading us directly to our final destination, the Odeon, which is ironic because Final Destination is the name of a movie franchise and a Smash stage. The Smash stage of which I much prefer over the film franchise, because man, is that franchise bad. There's a train behind us right now. Did you want to make any more noise? Yeah, thanks for that, Liner. Anyway, as you can tell, there are very bright lights right now. Gremlins aren't about due to just how glorious Lincoln looks at night, because believe me, you have seen a shot like this before, but not at night time. And it is beyond gorgeous. You have the cathedral lit up, you have the lights from Yodi back there for reflection of the water. Luke's just gushing behind me, even though you can't see any of it because that's how cameras work when you're using the rear camera rather than the front one. Yeah, this is the face of a cushion man right now. Also, thanks for letting me steal all your clips today.
You're welcome.
I am not inserting from Raw or Edit, that's too much work for Future Ignite.
Do not.
And now Future Ignite is thanking me. You're welcome. Now isn't this just a wonderful shot to end off the episode with? So unfortunately, with the fact that the UK lockdown has just hit us, I cannot be creating any original footage for this series for a while now, but we are going to return to older footage on the channel for later Skylanders Hunting episodes, so basically celebratory videos will still be occurring as part of this series, but outside of that there won't be any original brand new content to look forward to for a few weeks, mind you. But regardless, that's not going to stop me from announcing the giveaway winner at the end of this here episode, since I have been leading up to this with all of my giveaway purchases that have been scattered throughout the episode, as well as the fact that I set up for this giveaway during my Halloween special a few weeks back. And naturally, these Skylanders Before You were going to be really ones included, but that was before I managed to find a few extras from stores like CEX, where I picked up Crash Bandicoot, Dr. Neo Cortex, Eon's Elite Spyro, and of course, Splat. Now, whilst this definitely does make the giveaway a little less pathetic, there's still a lot to admire from this collection right here. I mean, this is 400 subscribers, and crying out loud, I think you guys deserve a little bit more. But luckily for you guys, I'm recording this for next day, which means I have managed to pick up that massive tub of characters. Oh yeah. Now the chases in the background are literally just background fodder to make the shot look a little bit better. Unfortunately they are not included in the giveaway, but you guys instead, to compensate for that, have all of these. So yes, we're going to look through all of those and look at what the finalised giveaway haul will look like for one lucky winner. Also, I'm loving the pull focusing potential of this here tub, because seriously, we can focus on the tub and then we can focus on the characters outside of said tub, because that, my friends, is how pull focus works. Before we continue here, I first want to point out the fact that Pikmin 3 Deluxe was not the only thing I picked up at game a few days back, because I also managed to pick up a rather Halloween-themed amiibo, and that's Dark Samus, purely because dark, when does trick-or-treating take place in the dark, you know. These blacks and blues are just for traditional colour palette for Halloween, so naturally I feel like Dark Samus, based on the colour palette, the naming, and just the theme of the character in general, definitely go alongside that of Halloween Mania, despite the fact that this video is going to come out long after Halloween. It is still the Halloween special. So let's open this bad boy up, shall we? Brand new amiibo to add to the collection. Do not mind if I do. That is, if I can even get into the back of it. There you go. Now this packaging is not going to be salvageable in the slightest, but who cares so long as the amiibo inside is awesome. So we're just going to throw away all that crap and admire this amiibo at hand. Man, does she look so cool. She has so many small little detailed increments, especially on the shoulder pads, the gun. It just looks like nerve, so to say, and that just adds so much. Well, makes the design so fear-inducing is what I'm trying to say here. It adds that fear, naturally speaking, because it looks so humanoid and yet so robotic at the same time. It's a perfect blend of the two. So yeah, perfect Halloween-type amiibo right there. For quotation marks before the Halloween part, it very much was an amiibo. There is no quotation marks about it being an amiibo. That's basically a fact, you know. This base right here basically proves that. But enough of my out-of-time quotation marks. We are going to take the washbuckle mask that I bought from Home Bargains and apply it, because unfortunately the rest of the costume did not seem to fit me, but hey, we're okay with that, because at the very minimum this washbuckle mask does bring out the best of my chin down here. But regardless, we are going to be doing exactly what I alluded to previously, and that's going to be taking a look at this massive tub of Skylanders that I paid 15 quid for. So yeah, definitely be sure to tell me in the comment section whether it's worth it or not. But you start off with Spitfire, the standard of any sort of Skylanders bundle. Let me start that character. Then we move on to Legendary Stealth Elf. We got a smash hit right there. And we also got a bunch more characters. We got Legendary Jetpack. We also got Series 1 on Trigger Happy, followed by Dive Clops, one of the more recent games. Now unfortunately, there's nothing in here from Trapezines or Imaginators, I suppose because they're the biggest, most rarest Skylanders, that they didn't want to give those away for a £15 bundle. But regardless, they also have Ninja Stealth Elf, Series 1 Ignited, your boy, or my boy more specifically. He can't be your boy because he's mine. Okay, it's no taking my boy away from me, end of story, that's just how it works. Anyway, we also have Blizzard Chill, everyone's favourite. Then there's also Super Gold Pop Fizz right now, Series 1 Gilgrit, a Magna Forge, how intriguing. Ooh, we also have Legendary Slammer, Series 1 Jetpack. We're also having here one of the more rarer characters off the haul right here, Legendary Bouncer, followed by Series 2 Cinder. Very sharp contrast in the rarities there. Regardless, we also have Knockout Terrafin, followed by Mega Round Spyro. Then we also have no one but two winged boots for some reason. Anyways, next up we have Bone Bash Roller Brawl. As for a quantity stance, there are 60 characters in this tub, so yes, these are basically the equivalent of 25 pence per figurine. But regardless, next up is going to be Dynarang, the OG from Spyro's Adventure, and there's also going to be Cinder, speaking of OGs I suppose, but then there's also another Ninja Stealth Elf, followed by a Series 1 Stump Smash and a Series 1 Drill Sergeant, plenty of Spyro's Adventure characters to go around. And it's also Blast Zone, followed by High Volt. Then there's also going to be Slobbertooth, followed by Sharpshooter Terrafin, then Super Shock Stealth Elf, if I can even hold on to it, that is. It's hard to see through this mask, I'm just going to blame it on that. And then we have a character which I'm sure a lot of Americans would be longing for, and that's Series 2 Bash, considering that he became very rare in that country after his initial release in Wave 2. I think it was, don't quote me on that. But yeah, Europeans on the other hand, they could find him quite easily. I found him every store I went into, but that was at a cost for us Europeans since Series 2 Durable was never released here, so I had to have my version of him imported. Anyway, there's also the regular Hot Streak, again, a starter pack based character, or vehicle in this case, not really much of a character now, is it? Anyway, on top of that, there's also Trap and Shadow. They didn't send me just tops nor bottom halves alone in this bundle, which is great, and it's also Series 1 Minor Order right there. Series 1 Double Trouble, followed by Washbuckler, followed by Shroom Boom and the Sea Shocker. I just realised that Trap Shadow's little trap is in the frame right there. There's also Series 2 Double Trouble as well as the Series 1 iteration. But hey, you have exactly what foreshadows Skylanders Trap Team right there. But moving on, we have Series 1 Prison Break. Then we have Lycore Prison Break, everyone's favourite character appearing twice in Bundle Mind You. Then we also have the Sky and Shield, characters that I am dropping once again apparently. And there's also going to be none other than Love Bath Eruptor, followed by Lycore Eruptor, followed by a Hidden Chest, followed by, of course, Spyrise right here. And finally, I have found the top half of this character, another Blast Zone right there. That would have been more hilarious if I had just the zone's bottom half, because it's a start pack character and just half of the start pack character are there. Anyway, Washbuckle is very appropriate since I've got his mask on right now. There just happens to be two of him in this bundle. This episode has just gone Washbuckle centric apparently. Anyway, next up is the regular Bubble Blast. I wish it was a light course since that was slightly very up. Sometimes you just got to make do with what you've got, you know. Anyway, next up is going to be Series 2 Prison Break. Since when does this ever look like Prison Break? What I meant to say was Slam. There's also Sonic Boom right here. Followed by a really underrated character, a personal favourite of mine, Zulu. Then there's also going to be none other than Stormblade and Anvil Rain. I'm running out of space on my desk over here. There's also going to be Series 2 Chop Chop. Time to Chop Chop to the next character, that is going to be Zook, followed by Spyro from the Spyro's Adventure lineup. And we only have two more left, which is going to be the best two of the bundle, at least in my personal opinion. Your ultimate boy, Legendary Igniter, as well as Gerard. This guy is for one reason, long into for competition, and you know, £15 basically made it back immediately with this singular character of the bundle right here. Yes, £15. Let me know what you think. Was I ripped off, or was that a really great haul of characters? I'm sure people loved that haul of characters all the same, because it led to the giveaway, which I'm about to reveal for Wonderful right now, and all the participants for it as well, mind you. There you go, now that's more like it. This is a 400 subscriber giveaway if I ever have seen one. There are over 80 characters here to be given away to one lucky person who commented on my Halloween special, which again was uploaded a few weeks back at this point. And unfortunately those chase variants, whilst they do make the shop look glorious, they are not included in the giveaway. I can't emphasize this enough, and they are purely just there to do exactly what I said they did, and that was make the shop more glorious all the same. But now, you guys know, I'm wondering how am I going to choose a winner from the crowd. Well, the 11 people who commented on my Halloween special haven't put into this random name picker right now, and so the first person whose name appears 3 times will be the winner of this here giveaway. So good luck to everyone. As you can see, these are indeed the 11 people who commented on that Halloween video. So without further ado, let's see who our first name is going to be, and it's not going to be easy to navigate this one-handed, mind you. But our first name is going to be none other than Skybricks Gaming 83, aka Gabe. But as I said earlier, your name needs to appear 3 times, not in a row, but 3 times all the same, in order for you to claim this prize. So our next name is going to be, oh, Skybricks Gaming 83 again. He's already off to a good start with 2 picks. Huh. Anyway, our next name is going to be Thunder Dragon 17, so that's the first one for him, or her. You know, we're all-inclusive on the channel over here, although I'm pretty sure it's a him. But moving on, we have Even Mox getting his first pick of the clip right now. I was struggling for words right now. Now our next one is Malfunction. His first one of the clip once again. And then moving on, our next one is going to be Gator Dave. My apologies for pronouncing it like that. It was just too much fun and too much of an opportunity to pass up saying it in said tone. Anyway, Thunder Dragon 17 has appeared for the second time, so he only needs his name to appear once more in order to win the giveaway, the entire lot. Anyway, next up is TV Awesome Parodies, getting his first appearance here in the clip. But next up we have none other than Judas, ANSNRW. I always struggle saying that last part of the name right now. Regardless, our next one is going to be none other than Alpha A. I think we've had almost every name appear thus far. I think there's only 2 people who haven't had their name appear thus far. But yes, as you can tell, this random name picker is clearly biased because now I have Judas once again. So Judas only needs to pop up once more in order for him to be the winner of this here giveaway. Then we have Even Mox for the second time. Good luck to everyone in the giveaway. This is purely random. At least I'm hoping that's what it is. Even if the coding of this random site is questionable. Judas is the winner of the giveaway, my friends. I repeat, Judas has won the entire job lot and has created for me a huge expense in the international shipping, but I have no problems with that whatsoever because that's the joy of the 400 subscriber giveaways. Anyway, that's going to do it for this here Skylanders hunting video. Congratulations to Judas ANSNRW for winning this here giveaway. I will be contacting you on Instagram so I can get your delivery details, and if you don't get back to me within 5 days of this video being uploaded, then I will go through this entire process again to select a second winner for the giveaway. Regardless, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for hitting 450 subscribers within such a small time window. It has been an honour interacting with every last one of you, and your support is truly humbling. I cannot thank you enough. It's just impossible to put into words just how much I appreciate every last one of you, the greatest 450 subscribers any YouTuber can ask for. But enough of all the sad soppy talk. I'm going to be concluding the hunting episode here. So as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you in the next episode. And until that moment arises, peace.